Winter weather can be a really unpredictable challenge for photographers. Winter isn't usually my favorite time to go out and do landscape photography, but last week I went out twice on two very different days to do a little bit, and I wanted to share that experience with you and maybe motivate some folks to get outside. Here in the North Central Plains, it can get colder than 10 below zero Fahrenheit, or about 23 below Celsius this time of year. Some winters we can get feet of snow, some can be very dry. This winter has been fairly dry so far, just a few short little bursts of not a whole lot of snow. With no leaves and deciduous trees and kind of a gray-brown tint to the world, it's just not a very good time for landscape photography, or at least it's a lot more challenging. The 2 days that I went out last week were very, very different. On the first one, it was cold, a few degrees below zero. I went to a state park that during the warmer months has a waterfall. It technically still has a waterfall, but it's not falling this time of year. Decided to go see what it looked like in the winter. Being so close to zero, I was kind of hoping there was a little bit of water that was melting in the sunlight and coming over the falls, but that wasn't there. It was still quite striking. The park just redid one of the paths that leads to the waterfalls, so it was a nice pleasant walk, feet crunching in the snow, and thanks to the cold weather and being during the week, there wasn't anyone there, so I had the whole place to myself, which is a really fun experience. I enjoy nature solo, you hear a lot more and see a lot more when you're not watching for other people. I was really surprised how full the stream was below the falls. When it's not frozen, this waterfall is about 3 times that height, maybe a little bit more. It's a relatively small waterfall, but we're in the middle of the Plains states, so waterfalls are kind of rare. So I was happy to have one so close that I could go out and take a look at. While I was there, I shot some ice texture photos and a little bit of the world around me there, and then took a 7-shot panorama of the waterfalls itself, which is this shot here. Later in the week, the temperature shot up to the mid-40s, right around 8 degrees Celsius, and quickly that blanket of snow that we had melted off, leaving that kind of dull tan that you see this time of year in the Midwest. Since the snow was gone, on this photo walk, I took one of my infrared converted cameras with me. This time of year, especially for black and white photography and infrared, I could have probably gotten a similar effect with a color camera. A little bit of work in post and punching up the contrast would have probably got me in this neighborhood. But I really enjoy that infrared camera, and I've really dialed in my post workflow to get images that I like. So I think it was a good choice, and I really like the images. Here in a couple of months, I'm going to be shooting a video documentary at this same site. So in addition to getting to do some photography, it was nice to walk around and do a little bit of scouting for different locations to shoot that documentary. In closing, I know this is going to be a short video. Winter photography is a little harder. You definitely have to have a little bit different gear. Good boots, good warm clothes, that kind of thing. But I think it's worth the preparation and going out and searching for those harder to find shots. In the summer, find a body of water or a lush landscape, and it's really easy to get great photos. This time of year it's a challenge, but I think it's a worthy challenge. So if you haven't done winter photography yet, I think it's a great time. Grab a camera, grab your clothing gear, and get out there and do a little bit of photography. Sometimes the results are much different than you get from the same site in the summer. If you have any winter photo tips or questions, please leave them in the comments section. As always, good luck in your art journey. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.